Welcome to my presentation about emerging technologies in the field of communication. Join me as I present and explore the innovation of technology in the field of communication. So we are in this presentation we are tackling about three parts of emerging technologies in communication. These are: what is emerging technology, the history of communication, and what's next in emerging technology in communication. Let's start. I am your presenter, JoLabuguen, but you can always remember and call me Jay, and this is my presentation. First, what is the meaning of emerging technology? Let's watch this video.
Hello everyone, my name is Simon and today we will talk about emerging technologies, what makes them so special and why it is important in today's business world to consider them. So what are emerging technologies? Emerging technologies are not fully developed or not fully applicable yet, and they have the power to completely change the status quo. So what is making them so special? In this moment, we have around 20 emerging technologies that are growing on an exponential rate. In contrast to a linear growth, this means that there is a doubling pattern within a certain period of time. So what does it actually mean in a practical example? Let's have a look at drones. At the moment, drones are doubling every 9 months. This means if they are now able to carry 200 kilograms, in 9 months they are able to carry 400 kilograms, in 18 months they are able to carry 800 kilograms. This has, of course, huge implications for anyone who is in the transportation business, in the cargo business, or generally is delivering goods.
Emerging technology is answered, or the emerging technology, it is a term commonly refers to technologies that are currently developing or that are expected to be available within the next 5 to 10 years, and usually reserved for technologies that are creating or are expected to create significant or economic effects. These are the meanings of emerging technology. From its word, emerging means it is not used yet, or it is not practiced yet. It is being developed, it is being innovated, and there are more innovations or advancement to put to upgrade this kind of emerging technology. This is an example. Well, we all know that we came from a very long past from the innovation of computation, from the ancestors who computed manually using abacus, up to the innovation of big computing machines that are much bigger than a washing machine, but the arithmetic that it can solve is small and is lower computing time. Then more innovation come, and that big block of metal scraped into a small block of plastic called the computers. It has a brother, the supercomputer, but it's bigger, but this computer is a technological advancement for the world. Then, trimming its LCD screen into thinner screens, which became the new trend, and a lighter console which give ease to everyone, which these are called the flat screens, also uses in television and other technologies that we are seeing around our country and around the world, in which we realize we can create big things into smaller and ideal for humans to use. Then came the tablets, which are lighter in any computing device. We have also, it is lighter than a laptop. So what do we have next? Well, nobody knows what the future holds us. But as the technology progress someday, it is soon to come that we may see in our roads or streets that a programmed computer is walking, communicating like a person and living like one of us. So let's tackle about the history of communication. Throughout the ages, humankind has developed various modes of communication. From the start, the visual era, in prehistoric times, smoke signals were invented and which are also remains today, which the College of Cardinals uses smoke signals to indicate the selection of a new pope during a papal conclave. This is an example. When the building emits black smoke, where the cardinals were having a meeting or a convention to select a new pope, when the building emits black, it means it haven't selected any cardinals to be inducted as a new pope that will lead the Roman Catholic or the religion of the Roman Catholic, and the city of the Vatican will be there also called a leader in that country or area of Italy. But when the convention emits white smoke, everyone knows and everyone celebrating as they all knew that a new pope have been inducted and selected. Next one, in the 5th century, pigeon posts were invented or discovered, as pigeons have the ability or the skills to follow. Next innovation was the printing press. In So printing press were the kind of buildings that publish newspapers and any editorials from the past time. So let's go to the wired era. In 1938, telegraph was invented. But do they message text? No. They have a limited amount of text to be sent in other station using Morse code. So in 1876, guys, telephone was invented, wherein you can call to whom whatever you want that have a telephone. And in 1930, the first video phone was seen or invented, wherein it is like a video call for nowadays, but that kind of technology before was expensive and the video quality was very not bad, but it's blurry and has a small video quality, wherein you use like a telephone to hold, which acted like a microphone. It acted like a microphone, so that the receiver can hear what you are saying. The next one was the very popular. I think every one of our parents or our older titos and titas may know this kind of innovation in the world of communication. In 1959, the first pager was created, wherein there is a coded kind of a limited coded text that you will send. And the last one in the wired era is the Xerox fax machine, wherein you send a message with through a soft copy, or you can put the hard copy in a fax machine, and the fax machine will scan your message or letter, and you can send it to another fax machine in other buildings or other location, wherein it will print the exact same message that you have scanned in your fax machine. So right now guys, we are in the wireless era, wherein in 1973 up to 1992 there are innovations which are invented. First is the mobile phone, wherein keypads, or what we know Nokia, were invented. And in 1981 is the first mobile phone network, or the cellular towers that we are still seeing up today, wherein they give signals and they give an loads, or they provide network to our communicating devices. And in 1982, email was invented, which are just like the Gmail right now. And in 1992, the first message was recorded, and up till now we are still using these widely used wireless communicating devices. And continuing to the IP cloud era, which are also in these days, or it is still an emerging form of communication, but it was started in 2003, wherein Skype was launched. This is an updated type of video phone from the past wired era, but this kind of communication, we use personal computers together with a webcam, and we can call to our loved ones, and we can see them virtually or live using the webcam and our personal computers. It is a much better quality and much better way of communication than the video phone in the wired era. And in 2005, high-definition video conferencing systems were innovated and developed so that it can give a much better quality in video presentation or video communication. And in 2007, the Apple company has created or invented the iPhone, which started the trend of smartphone devices, which in the year of, or which in up to date, Apple has sold over 700 million iPhones with their modern devices and up-to-date devices. The iPhone right now had a iPhone 12 version, or iPhone 12 Pro Max version, and other wearables or technologies included in their line of devices. But the first smartphone was not the iPhone. I think it is the BlackBerry phone, which is not a touch screen, but it has a QWERTY keypad, but that trend not lasted because of the iPhone, which has a more better way of user interface for the consumers to use. And in 2010, applications or proliferation of social media platform on mobile devices was developed, such as Facebook, Twitter, and the latter Friendster, which is same as Facebook, but Right now, we can communicate using these applications on our mobile devices. Like the Facebook, it has a messenger wherein we can chat freely. If we have a internet or a mobile data in our phone, we can chat, we can have video call, and so much more we can use that applications. And in 2015 and beyond is the continuous growth of communications or intelligent phone calls. But what is next? In There is a big question. What is next in the world of communication? Well, right now, the big companies are developing and innovating some ideas in the industry of communication. There are three that included in our topic right now. The IoT, the AI, and the 6G. So in IoT or the Internet of Things, it is your equipment, machines, and any devices that can connect to an internet or that will be connected to the cloud, which can communicate to each other, or things that can communicate as one, that can be more safer and more easier to communicate with. It is like everything we use, everything we own is can use as a communicating device, so that we have an easier access to communicate others or to communicate devices easier. That is the expected outcome of the Internet of Things. But right now, it is still in development. No, but we can use our phone to connect in computers. We can use the plugins in our cars to call somebody. There is a development right now in the Internet of Things that was emerging in the technology in the field of communication. Next is it is a widely known the artificial intelligence, which in our devices or our gadgets can do tasks, can do different things, can do human things. Well, it is still in development. But right now, we can see our phone, we can communicate with them, they can search for us, we can talk to them, they can do something for us. Like the Google application. If you say, hey Google, then it answer back. And in Samsung devices, they have different assistants. It is called Bixby, and in Apple they have their own assistant as well, and Amazon has also an Alexa. And robots are being developed and inherited with AI technology, so that they can do the same task as we can, or they can do much better than we can. But we can see it in a years happen. It is still on development right now. And lastly is the 6G. No one can say that this is a false technology, because right now we are in the 4G network and 5G is in development. And 6G is on development too. So there is a continuous growth to give faster and better network in the internet service so that we can communicate faster. 4G is fast enough, but 5G and 6G is much better as it was in development. It will not be developed if it is not better. If it is not there, if there is no sense to pray. And what's next is there is more to come in the way of communication. There are other more things to be developed. So that is my presentation. Thank you for hearing, and thank you for being with me in the whole time of my presentation. Thank you.